All right, is the sound working? There it is. There it is. Sound may have been working, but it didn't register that it was working. So I'm going to invoke my native-born U.S. citizenship over every other person that is not native-born U.S. We're going to work this thing because you're all working it in the other direction with your money that you stole from us. I invoke my native-born U.S. status over anybody that is not native-born U.S. They are inferior, they are substandard, they are not us, they have stolen our nation. We'll see how this one works. Because they're doing some evil magic to make sure we don't get anything. I'm sorry. And of course, they're backed by the foreign spy agencies. Enough is enough. We're going to put them down in second-class citizen this time instead of us living second-class citizen. So Elon Musk really shouldn't have the money he has, but he's a second-class citizen. He wants to play apartheid, we'll play apartheid. So, yeah, like Trump's talking about, an external revenue service. I think we should tax these non-native born Americans. I think they should be taxed at a higher rate than native born Americans, especially wealthy if they make over a certain, do a means test. Somebody like Elon Musk should have a higher tax rate. They stole our country from us. Brought narcotics in here. Engaged in sex trafficking from Google and Yahoo and other tech industries. That's how they made their money. That's how they took over. They rubbed elbows with the crooks. That's who's around here entering my apartment at night. Crooks when I'm not here. I was fine. I was well. I was scheduling surgery. Started chasing me around, broke into my apartment, and then I was sick. Haven't been well since. I said, let me catch them in here. I'll break their neck. And then I'll shit down. I'll rip their head off and I'll shit down their neck. In fact, I'm doing it in my mind so that maybe somebody else will come up and do it to them. Well, two can play at that game. Devils. They tortured me for years upon years, and finally I couldn't find my way to medical treatment and physical therapy. Death is too good for them. Y'all need to find out who they are, and you need to destroy them, or God will destroy you along with them. Yeah, I got COVID, and look at the weather pattern, huh? Not here to play games. There's no real law enforcement left. Bunch of people working for millionaires and billionaires. Working for H-1B millionaires. Working for illegal immigrant boss billionaires and millionaires. We're just going to up the ante. They don't want to equivocate. They want to bring apartheid. We'll up the ante. If they're not native born, when they got over a certain amount of money, they get a higher tax rate. Bring it on. They're going to come here and rape our country and rape our women and addict our people to narcotics and then act like it's us, not them. No doubt that Silicon Valley and the techies are part of narcotics distribution in our nation. Look at Elon, he can't stay off of narcotics. That's why he's so whacked. Somebody get him into rehab. Wake him up and put him in rehab before he messes everything up. I agree. Sending these fucking operators into my life to torture me. So I can't even think to get myself well. It's coming, all of you. It's coming. Pacific Palisades is nothing compared to what's coming. So again, remember, Pacific Palisades is only one aspect of what's going on. We had stuff going on in Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. A lot of housing destroyed. Get out of that shit. Get out of that secret society shit. And do it quick. God is not mocked. There are death curses on all of you. And those death curses will increase. Now, if my life changes, I can at least witness that. No, this isn't selfishness. What's selfish is what you did to me for the last 30 years. Curse you and curse your Marshal Service and curse your FBI and curse all the private sector little cronies. You didn't. When I joined the government, you didn't own me. When I left because the senator got my retirement, you don't own me. But I guess some of you won't learn that until you go to hell. You're not getting out of hell by orchestrating your life into a church life while destroying everybody else's church life. 100%. That's the scam, man. They're sickos. There's a lot to pay for, all of you. There's a lot to pay for. Get my life up quick, and maybe it'll be a little bit less troublesome for all of you. Well, they're out there clearing the sidewalks. So I've never seen him so active in this stuff now. Got a little tractor out here. That ice there is going to be. That's not going to clear till like Thursday, Friday, probably. Right. It's going to have to melt. This tractor can't get that. You have to go out the other side. Right, that's what I did. Yeah, it's going to have to warm up to 40. That's going to be nice. 2 days of about 40 degrees. He has a tractor, but he's busy. He's on the phone. I was going to talk to him. I don't think he's going to be able to clear that. I think that's what he's on the phone about. It's ice. Somebody probably called and asked for that to be cleared. You got to. It's like ice. You got to do ice breaking. You got to put maybe a ton of salt would have did it. It's probably warm enough if the salt was on it. There's no way for a blade and it's like a big lawnmower type of thing. Right. I just can't wait till it's 40 degrees. It'll probably feel so much nicer. I almost feel like I did when I was in Amarillo, but it's not as bad. The pain, that I had. Again, the pain is decreased. Again, I think it's just a matter of working the tissues. Hopefully God blesses with that. No, I'm serious. You all deserve to have your heads ripped off and somebody shit down your necks. You deserve it, all of you. I mean, you were able to keep me brainwashed for years. I mean, it's disgusting. And then this is like the culmination of it, where they blocked my Paxlovid. I I mean, a sicko piece of shit. In their mind, like, well, he's a pedophile. I mean, what fucking weirdos? What fucking weirdos? Calling normal people pedophiles while you try to force them to it with extreme psychological torture. While the real pedophiles run around dancing on the kids and having sex with them all day. In your police departments and in your churches. I agree, Larry. Here comes the guy. Oh, what's he doing? What is he doing? Let's see what he's trying. I thought he was trying to clear the ice, but yeah, he's pulling back out now. Is he going to try to make a pass? He's not going to be able to do that. Nah, he's moving on, I think. Oh no, he's going to try to do it. Oh, he's actually trying to break it up? Nah, he got some of it, but he needs a bunch of salt. That's what he needs. They should have put a bunch of salt on it all day, and then he comes through with the tractor. He's actually trying to use the blade on the. It's like it's a large lawnmower type of rig. He's trying to scrape the ice. Now, this idea where they didn't do it or I'm crazy is bullshit. I'm actually I'm pulling punches. I mean, it's insane what they were allowed to do. Absolutely insane. I mean, I'm 60 years old. They've done this for, 30, 40 years. They're sickos, man. They got there's no reason that they were allowed to exist. They've expanded, techies are included. Techies are sick. And they do it because they believe they're with God. That they're a higher level of caste. And that we don't deserve anything. Because if we did, God would have given us. That's really where they are. A bunch of agents are like that too. They developed the federal agents and the state officers into that. Using the fusion centers as bases for spycraft operations in every state. He's actually scraping it. It is actually working to a certain degree. I'm surprised. Must be a sharpened blade or something. I mean, they studied how I healed each time. And again, I'm sure they used some foreign matter to cause me to tighten up. I ordered some sherbet. I made sure that I tested my blood sugar beforehand because I had eaten some ice cream earlier in the week. Yeah, I'm way down. There was no trace of any ketones. I was surprised when I saw that in the test. I'm like, me? Ketones? I actually bought a bunch of fresh ice cream ingredients, like yogurt, ice cream, frozen yogurt type smoothie ingredients. You've been here and you are here, all of you. And you've caused what you could to make the money that you make for doing this. Has nothing to do with me. The scam is that they torture their victim into speaking out. And then say you have to pay them, ask for money to cause get them to shut up. Money better find my life pretty soon. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to act out physically, but my curses will jump up and jump up high. All right, so this guy's left, so I'm going to go look at his work. I didn't think he could do it. He did a little bit. Right. He did pretty good, I guess, but he can't scrape all of it. Right. Need to put salt on it. He did a pretty good job, though. That's all I had to do is put heavy salt on it. I don't know why I didn't do that. But it is a little safer now to walk up that pathway. I'd still go out the other side if I would. Like right now, I'm like thinking, why the hell am I even doing here? Why am I not in like Texas? Like I started this idea to go to Texas to get to a warmer community, and then they got me sick, and I thought maybe it was the warmer community. Right. Again, they use something to tighten me up and to cause all that physical damage to my body. I mean, they're chicken shits, man. They don't fight real wars. They fight these spy battles where they pay off cops and shit to let them commit crimes against victims. Right. So what they do is they bring kids into my life. They're always trying to like bring their kids around me. It's sickening. So if I was really dangerous, they wouldn't be doing this, you know. Right. They wouldn't be bringing their kids around me. Right. But they get paid to do it. Right. And I think the kid showed photos of me, which I'm freaked out because I know these kids are sexual, right, nowadays. Right. I guarantee their kids have had more sex than I have in my life. I guarantee it. 100%. They and their kids, actually. Right. Because remember, these are the people that are in the villages in Florida, all that STD and all that. That's who these people are, man. And so, you know, it's all a scam. Right. Whole thing's been a scam since day one. I'm the investigator. Right. So I hope my health comes up. I'm acting tough, and I am tough, but I'm hoping my health comes up and money finds me and everything works. I don't, want God to have to destroy the planet anymore. Again, I don't know for sure, but Karen Bass may have, again, anybody I help could be part of it because they recruit them. So Karen Bass could actually be part of the deep state at that point. Again, with instruction to do something to me if I show up or something like that. Right? Because there was definitely something going on to try to get me to go to California. Now, it could be in good faith. I don't know. Right? But if she was moving, with the intention that if I showed up that she was, try to do me or something like that, then, that could be a part of it. And again, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only victim. Right. Again, Bob Levinson was a victim. We can't fix that. Jonathan Luna was a victim. We can't fix that. Bruce Schultz was a victim. We can't fix that. What's her name? The FBI lady. I don't know if they fixed that. I haven't heard from her in a long time, so she may have had a normal life finally. Right. Or she could be dead. I don't know. Thank you, Larry. So I do like my massage therapist. I'm just a little nervous because I don't know what's safe to do, what's not safe to do as far as massage therapy, so I have to try to kind of focus. I can explain what's going on, and I think what's happened is my one side just tightened up over an extended period of time, and it has to be relaxed to meet the other side. Right. And then I think I should be okay. Right. But I don't know. But I woke up. And I woke up just as I was like going down for the count. Right. Spent years torturing me into not seeking health care in any constructive manner. Correct. So in the middle of all this, my brother falls and fractures a a vertebrae. So my brother's, he's going through something too, right? And then my mother's remote on her chair. Went on the fritz, so he had to go out and get her a new remote for her chair. Like my brother and my mother, they live a pretty good life. I mean, they're millionaires, multi-millionaires, I guess. Right. But again, they kind of cut me off of the family with the spycraft early on. Right. So my mother and my brother would never extend themselves to me. All my mother had to do was extend herself a little bit, and we'd had a wonderful life in Florida. But they made her afraid. The same thing they did to my health care, they did to my family, so they wouldn't reach out to me. Right. So again, when the downturn hit, I still had income, but I didn't have credit. I needed my mother to help with the credit part of it, and I would get a house, because she just had the condo in Naples, which was okay, but the houses that were available for like 110, 120,000 were phenomenal, up in Cape Coral, in that area, right? Correct. And they made her afraid, and she wouldn't push through. Because they had the personal pool, the screened-in area, right? My mother could come up and stay with me in Cape Coral, and she'd have we'd have our own private pool. She just loved it. I just couldn't push her past what they were doing to her head. 100%. Again, the sheriff's department was probably following her every day. Pieces of shit. So she gets afraid, and then she doesn't do it. 100%. I mean, that's fucking worse than communist world. I mean, that's cartel world, right? That's why, Naples, Florida is like the big lie, like the conservative bastion or whatever. Yeah, they're like porn stars, porn directors, narcotics distributors, mafiosos. That's who lives in Naples. Oh my God. Right. I mean, they took my life away. That's fine. I mean, in their mind, they're like, you thought you were going to get your retirement. You thought this, you thought that. But again, that's their fantasy. That's their psychosis. Right? There's no world like that. That didn't happen. I had to leave because people were, committing suicide. People were being harmed. Right? It has nothing to do with me, actually. Correct. Oh my God. They killed Jonathan Luna, man, and laughed about it. They stole that money. Who do you think has that money? And not Luna. They do. They stole the money and then targeted Luna and others. He targeted me and others with the missing money. I'm sure they spent it. Nobody cares. They're a bunch of filth and trash and shit. Just like every other crook organization. Now, all they had to do was stop these people. Right? That's all they had to do. And my mind would have picked up. My life, like when I moved to Kansas, if they would have stayed away, my mind would have picked up. I would have found my physical therapy earlier. Right. Right. Would have been riding my bicycle. Right. It's pretty neat. My van's like almost completely clean. But it's parked like way away from me. Because I mean, it was just miserable. It was just absolutely miserable. I tried to get go to the hospital and get the Paxlovid myself. And I got like 5 feet out of the parking spot. And the thing goes, So I had to call my road service, and that dude was cool. He was able to but it was torture getting that thing in a parking spot. At first, we were trying to figure out how to get it back in that parking spot. And I said, dude, I don't know what I'm thinking about. I said, you can park that thing anywhere here that you can get it to. And then he did a bunch of different things and was able to. If I didn't have that trailer hitch on it, it would have been a lot more difficult, because he could put his flatbed up underneath, because I have one of those big kind of box frame trailer hitches. He was able to put it up underneath that and then lift the back of the vehicle up. But this is definitely a month to remember. Well, you have to understand that they're trying to kill me, so they're cursing me, right? But what it's also doing, it's also affecting your world, all of you, and caused the snowstorm. Right. So I bought a lot of extra, not a lot, but I have extra containers of medication and things, and that's going to go into a kit. So I actually have that now, just in case. Oh, okay, so COVID, we have to mind that forward. They pushed me away from that. They had to push me away from COVID so I couldn't, my mind wouldn't know that Paxlovid existed. Because if I knew Paxlovid existed, I would actually test my COVID a little bit more, because I would know that I have to figure it out before 5 days and all that, right? So they did a lot, demonically. Again, they don't have to present mind it. They just have to have a certain will, right? So when we look at COVID is doing what I thought it would do. It's becoming a little bit less than it was, right? The COVID I experienced in Tyler, Texas, before we knew it was COVID, was similar, but I would say it was worse. I was actually in better condition when it hit, but my outcome was worse. Right? I was lighter. I didn't have all these bodily issues going on, and my vitamin regimen was top notch. Right. Thank you, Larry. Now, they may have put something in the food to tighten me up my whole life. That may have been what actually was doing this. 100%. Or not my whole life, but over the last 20 years. It's just very strange, the occurrences and how it, I end up in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden I'm loose and everything's fine. Right. So they used operators to do that. I mean, they're just crazy. Believe me, I work with people that held a grudge against me for no reason. There's no reason. It's just they're part of that shit and filth that the deep state is. And it's why do you have a grudge against somebody that you're slaving? It makes no sense. Oh my God. If I was in a regular Marshal Service office, my life would have been way different. Right. No, they kill people. They're part of the cult. Right. The person's position I probably filled was killed. DB, Doug Bettman. They killed Doug Bettman. I mean, yeah, he theoretically used smuggled and swallowed heroin, but they did it to him, or he never would have did that in his life again. And when he was a kid, they said he used heroin, and we don't even know that. I mean, that's what they tell everyone. Oh my gosh. So a little girl, she's telling me about Doug Bettman 10 years after he's gone. He's in Washington, D.C., and he lives in the, I don't even remember all of it. And I'm like, why is she even talking to me? And then I understood why she was talking to me, because she wanted to do that to me. No, that little girl, that woman, KS, she's a murderer. She's a killer. She's an insano. She needed to be in prison long ago. But she blackmailed a lot of bosses by having sex with them, and a lot of judges by having sex with them. So she's telling me about Doug Bettman, and I'm thinking, what the hell is she even talking to me? She's trashing my life because she wants to make me a Doug Bettman. And she's like a nobody, man. She just never promoted out, but she gets to be supervisor every so often because she's been an old maid for 30 years in the Marshal Service, or 20 years, whatever it was. Lousy piece of shit she was. Wasn't worth a fuck. Isn't worth a fuck if she's alive. She's blackmailing bosses all day long, extorting. Should have been in prison for extortion. Hang out with judges that had cancer, probably giving them sex. Guarantee she had something to do with it. Guarantee her big sister, lesbian girlfriend, had something to do with it. EQ. 100%. Nothing but criminals, man. That's what the Marshal Service chose. They could have chose the light and real law enforcement, but they chose criminals and fake law enforcement. 100%. Well, I'm sure there's much more to say. I'm sure there's much more to explain. So remember I told you Jonathan Luna's girlfriend, we might want to even speak up about her name and tell you who she is, if you don't already know. If you're in the media, you can come, I'll tell you everybody's real name. Come and interview me, pay me about, I'd even take probably 10 grand. I'll tell you everybody's real name. But again, I'd appreciate 100 grand, because it's probably worth $1 million. Thank you, Mara. But she used to do this thing where she would freak out when she would see me. So what they did is they would use that with their bait people. And then they had these little kids doing that. Oh my God. So again, this is a psychological torture, a psychological operation. That had nothing to do with it. I investigate sex crimes. So don't try to reverse this all the time, all of you. Right. They're part of a group of people that work like Harvey Weinstein cases, in government, outside of government. 100%. And what they do is they protect the Harvey Weinsteins. All these people that are pointing the finger at me are actually protecting the Harvey Weinsteins. Thank you much. That's one of the scams, is to try to make you, believe that they're going to do that to you, so then you don't say anything. But again, I mean, if you don't say anything, they don't let you up. So again, your operators made the problem, not me. I'm not a loose end. Your operators are loose ends. So again, yeah, if you're in the media, come along. I'll tell you everybody's real name. You'll be surprised who they are. That's it. They want to play the game until the day I die, then we'll really play the game then. Pay me $100,000, I'll tell you the name of every one of these agents and officers that's a criminal in deep state, and what they did in the Marshal Service and in the FBI to extort and intimidate their way into ownership of the FBI and Marshal Service and the DOJ. That's what they are. They're all whores. Whores and devils. All those big names in the DOJ, shittiest people you ever want to know. Biggest criminals you ever want to know. Same thing with that woman, Jen, or whatever her name is, used to be in the State Department under Clinton. I don't remember her name is. That redheaded woman in the news. She's a piece of shit, man. She's a deep state piece of shit. Got a little news gig going on, and then it took the Real World or something she calls it. She stole my stuff. She's one of them. Piece of shit she is. Just like the other H-1B, and then the other, you ever notice Justice Department's all H-1B also? I mean, I wonder if Pat had noticed that. That the Justice Department is H-1B. Right. See a pattern? Yeah, I guess cash might be. Is Cash Patel H1B? Again, you can get my life up, or we can continue this and guarantee it's going to go different. It's already going different. You already lost your houses in California. You already lost your houses in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Correct. Now, I really don't want to be in Kansas. I'm here by, who knows what they hook and crook they did to get me up here. Right. All they had to do was stop all of you. So again, if you want some names, come and interview. Bring some cash.